Cheers.
This is for the ones who care.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is Hugh Wizzy and you're watching Paper Talk. We are back again bright and early on a Friday morning to go through the latest breaking news for NS and see exactly what's making the headlines in the back pages of the most fraudulent publications available to man. We buy them so that you don't have to. Fortification Squad, gang, 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 I see you, I appreciate you. Here are the latest members of the Fraud Gang Members Club. Love to your mothers. I hope you're all looking after each other in these turbulent times. And here is the fraud of the day with this incredible comment. For now though, we've got 4 fraudulent publications to be going through, including the Daily Mail, the Daily Mirror, the Daily Express and the Daily Star. It's daily like Thompson, it's daily like Paper Talk. Let's get down to it. And we start in the Daily Star, who lead with sick as a pog. Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus, and Didier Deschamps, the French manager, has as a result had to drop him because the player will have to self-isolate for 14 days. He's being replaced by 17-year-old Eduardo Camavinga, a Rennes midfielder who is such a amazing talent that in itself is exciting for the neutral fan. And Manchester United fans, don't worry too much, because he should be available for selection on September the 19th for the Premier League opener against Crystal Palace, despite the fact that he will now miss the games against Sweden on the 5th of September and the game against Croatia 3 days later. Now, despite the Express making Paul Pogba the centre of the attention with the big picture, the story is slightly different. COVID chaos, fears for new season and England's prospects as Pogba joins the ranks of virus-hit stars. And it really is a long list of Premier League players who've been hit by the virus and are going to have to self-isolate. Chelsea probably being hit the hardest, but England really feeling it as well. And changes are going to have to be made in preparation for each of those respective teams' squads before they play their next fixture. Chelsea have 8 players who are having to self-isolate, either because they've tested positive or because they're coming back from holidays and being forced to quarantine as a result. The list is very long, but for England, 5 of the squad that Gareth Southgate just named are having to self-isolate, and 8 of Frank Lampard's squad, including Jorginho, Ross Barkley, Michy Batshuayi, Tomori, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham. Now, if you didn't think it was possible, the back of the mirror has an even bigger picture of Paul Pogba. Pogba and 5 England stars test positive as fears grow for the start of the new season. COVID chaos. This story by John Cross here. Paul Pogba becoming the highest profile player to test positive for coronavirus as the new season faces a chaotic start. He will have to self-isolate for 10 days, but he should be ready and available for their Premier League opener against Crystal Palace. And we move to the Daily Mail, who, to be fair, have actually given Harry Maguire the centre stage today. The seriousness of this cannot be underestimated. And Harry Maguire has given an exclusive interview to the BBC, an extended interview which I encourage you to watch and make your own judgment of. But Harry Maguire, I feared career was over. He breaks silence to accuse police of hitting his legs repeatedly and apologises to clubs and fans. Now, I find the headline alone very interesting here because I have watched the extended exclusive interview that he gave to the BBC, which I cannot, for copyright purposes, show you. But I should stress that in the interview he specifically says, and I quote, "I don't feel I owe an apology to anybody. An apology is something when you've done something wrong." How they've got this, I'm not sure. What he did say sorry for was putting himself in that position. The interview itself is quite an emotional one for Harry. There are moments which I would love to see a body language expert analyse. I don't feel I'm in the right position to really call out anything or back him up on anything. It is really his word against the court of law, which has found him guilty, let's remember, of assaulting the police, verbal abuse and attempted bribery on the island of Mykonos. It's going to take some time for Harry to clear his name, and I think that in a court of law, backed by the best legal team that money can buy, they will manage to stretch out the appeal for so long that the prosecution pack it in and he walks away scot-free. Would that happen with a normal civilian? Is he being given special treatment? without question. But there are, of course, three sides to this story: his, theirs, and the truth. And until we know all the facts, this will follow him around for some time. He says in the interview that he'd had a couple of drinks, that he was still aware of his surroundings, and that he is very confused as to why things transpired the way they did. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Should he be remaining as Manchester United captain? The club have put out a statement saying that they are in full support of Maguire now that his application for an appeal has been processed. They say that that nullifies all charges and convictions against him, despite the fact that he has clearly been found guilty in a court of law and sentenced to a suspended 21-month jail term. The damage clearly has been done to his reputation. How does he claw this one back? Would apologising have gone a long way, or has he said enough? He does seem to have been very worried about his sister and what was happening to her, and I think anyone who's got family can understand that you protect those who you love and are closest to you in times of turmoil. Moving on, and Jose Mourinho has been offered the chance to be reunited with Diego Costa. Remember, they won a Premier League title together at Chelsea, and the 31-year-old has a year left on his contract at Atletico Madrid, and they're looking to cash in. Spurs are on the market for another striker to give some backup to Harry Kane, even play alongside him, and reportedly have inquired about Bournemouth's Callum Wilson, although they have balked at the size of the fee being asked. They've been active in the market already, remember, with Højbjerg and Joe Hart already brought in, and we're expecting an imminent announcement of Wolves fullback Matt Doherty for 12 to 15 million pounds. Some Arsenal news here, with Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta giving an interview yesterday saying the club were on the brink of signing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to a new 3-year deal. I know that fans are beginning to get impatient given the amount of announcements that Chelsea Football Club have managed to make over the last few days, but the club reportedly close to signing Aubameyang to a new 3-year contract worth £250,000 a week. He was also pressed for an update on Gabriel, the new centre-back from Lille, who will be arriving in a deal worth up to £27 million, and again said that sometimes there are hiccups towards the latter stages of these deals and that we should expect progress shortly. Hopefully. It's all a little bit worrying, but it is very Arsenal. So hopefully that is close. It is in stark contrast to the way that things are happening at Chelsea Football Club, with Thiago Silva announcing that he's leaving PSG publicly through their social media accounts. We can expect that one to be announced imminently, and they have already announced Malang Sarr being signed, the 21-year-old putting pen to paper on a 5-year contract. He may well go out on loan, but they are signing a potentially top talent who certainly has the ability to be one of the best centre-backs in France, never mind the Premier League. Will he get that opportunity immediately? I think that is a question that will be answered shortly. We know what Chelsea are like with their loan system. It is very effective, and they are essentially stopping the competition from getting one of the top defenders or young defenders coming through the ranks. He's been kind of left out in the dirt by Patrick Vieira because of Dante, forced to play at left back, but he is primarily a centre back, and an exciting one at that. Chelsea Football Club making big moves. Expect Kai Havertz and Thiago Silva any minute now. John Cross goes into some detail about Mikel Arteta's interview and the confidence in which he is talking up Arsenal's chances of not only getting back into the Champions League, but winning it shortly. There was a touch of sarcasm and a wry smile from the manager, but you can tell that he is hungry for success and to take the club back to the very top. Now, earlier in the week we saw Sky Sports relieving Phil Thompson, Charlie Nicholas and Matt Le Tissier of their duties on Soccer Saturday after a combined total of 50 years on the show. Jeff Stelling has been on the show for 25 years, and the reports are that he is contemplating quitting because he's unsure about whether he could create the same bond with another new batch of pundits. It does look like there is a complete revamp of the show, perhaps even of punditry on Sky Sports happening. We may well end up seeing the likes of Alex Scott or Mika Richards or even Laura Woods turning up more regularly on our screens after Scott Minto was sacked as well after 13 years presenting Carabao Cup, Spanish football, EFL and Premier League coverage. There is certainly something happening. A change is afoot. Perhaps Sky have realised that it wasn't working, or the viewing figures were just not as high as they should have been for what these guys are being paid. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. Some news on potential outs at Chelsea Football Club. Obviously just signing Ben Chilwell for £45 million. They have got a couple of left backs who they would probably be happy to cash in on. Emerson Palmieri for one, but also Marcos Alonso, who has been linked with an £18 million move to Europa League champions Sevilla. It says here that he is one of the players that they're trying to offload, and that Ross Barkley could also be surplus to requirements. Right, we will be back tonight with a late night fraudulencia. If this video hits 4,000 likes, you know what to do. Exercise those freeloading fraudulent thumbs as we get in to the rumour mill. Lots of rumours about Lionel Messi and Manchester City, who are reportedly prepared to offer £89.5 million plus Eric Garcia, Bernardo Silva and Gabriel Jesus, all for Lionel Messi. Sensational move this could end up being. Meanwhile, Arsenal are reportedly open to offers for Spanish right back Hector Bellerin, and new Juventus manager Andrea Pirlo has apparently made him his top priority. Zlatan Ibrahimovic may well be 38 years old, but he has agreed a new one-year contract at AC Milan, believed to be worth about £6 million. Now everyone knows Sandro Tonali as one of the highest thought of prospects in European football in his role, and it would appear that Manchester United have inquired about the Brescia midfielder. That would be a fantastic bit of business, a real investment. And Troy Deeney has been offered to newly promoted Premier League club West Bromwich Albion. Could we see a return of Mr. Cojones? Newcastle United are interested in a loan deal for Liverpool's young striker Ryan Brewster, who scored a brace the other day against RB Salzburg, I believe. Ollie Watkins is in here again. Every week we seem to be talking about him being on the back pages. The 24-year-old Brentford striker got 26 goals last season in the Championship, and currently the race for his signature, is being won by Aston Villa, just pipping Newcastle and Fulham, who are also interested. Listen, I'm going to love you and leave you for now. I hope you're enjoying the daily content. If you are, make sure you smash the hell out of the like button and subscribe if you're new, with those bell notifications turned on, unless you're a massive bellend. For now though, I've been Hugh Wizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. Peace.